embarrassment. Then what is sex? What is pleasure? What is orgasm? What is, in true sense, everything about orgasm is what we need to know. And when it is on Instagram, and when we see there are so many content creators creating nice content around sex, pleasure, orgasm, but yet when two doctors going live, as I said in the story, and talking all about orgasm, that means it has to be authentic, because I always feel proud, happy, excited when I give introduction of the guest, that is Dr. Nivedita, all over from Australia. Because what I love is she's a dermatologist, she's a venereologist, she's a sexual and reproductive health clinician. That means she is into this field since so many years. अब आप imagine करो ना, आप एक XYZ पेज पे जा रहे हो और एक content देख रहे हो, consume कर रहे हो, and just you're experimenting it. Whereas when you talk to a doctor who is so gracefully and so authentically, technically explaining the anatomy of pleasure, the physiology of pleasure, the psychology of pleasure, and with grace on a face, with $1 million smile on a face, that means a lot. So don't miss the live till the end, and finger crossed ki Instagram keeps this live on my page and my coverage goes good with all this positive hopes this Christmas. And let's enjoy today with Dr. Nivedita. And I'm sure she's there. She's always there on time. For all those who have joined, maybe I'll be not able to take your names today, but let us try to grab as much as knowledge from her.
Hello.
A lovely hello.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Same to you. Merry Christmas to you, to all. I did see your photo with the cap, which was very beautiful.
Thank you. How are you?
I don't know. I'm fine, but after your hello today, I really thought you should try that Vidya Balan style something on radio also.
Yeah.
Yeah, radio talk on pleasure and orgasm.
I know. You know what? Many people listen to me talk and fall asleep. I have that, I really have that, effect. And yeah.
Indeed. So yes, once again, Dr. Nivedita, we are back. And as always, going live with you is like pleasure to me, pleasure to my audience. And as we know, topic is also all about orgasm. And today I strictly want it to be, ki after this 1 hour of live, whoever is there on this live should enjoy the Christmas in a very pleasurous and orgasmic way. So don't mind if I ask very minute detailed questions around orgasms today.
No,
A very layman questions,
It's a very exciting topic to talk about today. Yeah, let's celebrate Christmas.
Acha, before we start, am I clearly visible?
Yeah.
Yeah, because last two, yeah, you are. You're looking very beautiful, pretty, gorgeous.
You too, Sabia.
Because last two lives, what happened, Dr. Nivedita? I don't know. My voice was very good, audible, but somehow the internet was good when I went on the WhatsApp call and the Zoom call. But when I came on Instagram live, there was some issue. But I'm sure today it will be good.
No, you're sounding fine. Your video looks okay as well.
Yeah, crystal clear and loud. Sandeep Munipali. He is one of the followers who is always religiously there on every Instagram live, adding value to the conversation.
Yeah, I love such followers, and actually we should really be thankful for people who follow us regularly and send us regular praise and comments, and yeah, so I want to take this opportunity to actually thank all of you guys who've been very supportive towards influencers like me and Sabiha. So thank you.
Yes. So I have a list of questions, some from the followers, some which are generated from me. Usually I start from asking what is orgasm and all, but I am sure in our last lives you have covered that. So today I want to start with the myths around orgasm. Is it okay, Nivedita?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So very first question which I got in the question box also, the relationship of penetration and orgasm.
Okay. So let me answer simple questions, right? So penetrative sex giving orgasm all the time is not true. Orgasm is a feeling which is heightened nervous system. It heightens everything at a moment, and that is completely different from one person to another. Some, what kind of orgasm a person gets is completely different. So let's say you're having penetrative sex, and if your stimulating points are deep, down in your vaginal canal, or if it's the G spot just at the entry of the vaginal canal, if it's like anywhere inside the vaginal canal that likes to be stimulated during a penetrative sex, then you can get orgasm through penetrative sex. But many of them may not get orgasm to penetrative sex, and they may be needing stimulating something else, some other part, like clitoris most commonly. But trust me, there's so many areas you can stimulate for someone to feel heightened orgasm. So it doesn't, definitely it's a myth, I would say. Penetrative sex only gives orgasm is a myth.
Yeah, so if you're getting with it, it's well and fine, icing on the cake.
Yeah.
But if you're not getting with it, the world doesn't stop there.
It doesn't stop. It means you have to communicate with the other person, and you have to tell them, hey, this whole penetrative thing that you're doing is not actually giving me, that heightened orgasm that I'm wanting to have. Maybe you should try. Maybe you should try that. Maybe do that. And for that, you first have to know your body well.
And I guess
else what is going to give orgasm if we haven't figured out what is going to give us orgasm?
How on earth the other person is going to do that? Other person knows only one way.
Yeah. You can't blame them. You first know your body well. You first should have explored things, and you should know that, I think I feel pleasure by this, by doing that. And communication is very important during sex.
Without that, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
No sense. Absolutely no sense. Yeah. I'm missing out on some comments because I don't want to interrupt your talk. I will let you go on that. I'll scroll and go. If I had to ask you from a medical perspective, okay?
Yeah.
If I had to ask you, can you explain in a very lay terms? Because nowadays, Nivedita, when I get clients, I usually show them actually the diagram and the clitoris diagram and vagina diagram, vulva diagram. So if I had to ask you, how will you like to explain the anatomy of pleasure?
Pleasure?
Pleasure, anatomy of pleasure.
Okay. So, pleasure, the biggest organ involved in pleasure is your brain. And I think that is something we have to understand, because a lot of the time people feel like it's a mechanical rubbing strenuous situation. You're either penetrating or you're rubbing something very vigorously, but pleasure is a emotionally wired mental thing actually. And I think that is what I think we have to understand that, because when you're trying, or when someone wants to find immense pleasure, they must feel mentally connected and mentally tuned into whatever that is that they are doing, Sabiha. Whether, so pleasure is a nervous system thing. I want to say, all your nerves and everything. And I also want to tell you that is why for some people, there is also research and science which has proven that for some people, there was somebody who got orgasm from stimulating their hands and fingers, which means that their nervous system and their heightened nervous thing was connected to the tip of their fingers, not even. So that is what I think we have to understand, that pleasure, the stimulation, the heightened nervous system, your nervous system that is going from a certain organ to your brain that carries immense pleasure when you're stimulated is a nervous system. It's a nervous system. It's an autonomic nervous system thing. It is not under your control, to be honest. You can't tell if clitoris this many times or in this way I'm going to get it's not like that. Okay, there is some part which is connected like that, which when stimulated is going to give you orgasm, and you have to figure that out. Do you know what I mean?
I'm getting you.
Let's do penetrative sex and give them an orgasm, but that's not how orgasm works. That, yeah,
Yeah, it's not like on a menu card you just give order and it will be placed.
yes, it's not, and it is not something. It's autonomic nervous system. It's like breathing. It's not under your control. When you're sitting like this, you know how you're breathing
Yeah,
spontaneously. Yeah. So it is like that.
yeah,
So
and
it is very.
that must be the reason, right? Even like I get my orgasms in my dreams. Like though it starts in the dream, it ends in the reality. I do wake up screaming, and then I realize I had an orgasm. And then there is no friction. There's no second
No,
person, but still it is
but
happening.
because it's a neurological thing. It's in your brain. The
Mm-hmm.
orgasm is in your brain. There is a large amount of hormones that are released during that orgasm in your brain. This, endorphins and dopamine and oxytocin that comes after the orgasm. There's a whole range of happy hormones, that is actually released after the orgasm in your brain because it is a nervous system thing. So pleasure is a brain issue. It's a brain thing. It's not a physical thing, really.
And imagine people trying to penetrate deeper and
Deeper
deeper
and
and deeper.
deeper and up the shit out of people. Yeah, that's not.
Mm-hmm. Very true, very true. So if yeah, I'm sure. And if to add on that, if I ask you the types of orgasms.
Yeah, see, I mean, there are various types of orgasm, and I think with men and women, orgasm differs as well. A lot of the time, people connect orgasm with ejaculation in men, and that is how you can attain immense pleasure, and then which kind of then lets the sperm out and ejaculation, and then the orgasm kind of then plateaus down, it comes down. So that is very common among men. But also with men, Sabiha, I wanted to say that your immense pleasure or stimulating them and the way you're stimulating them is different from one person to another. It does not again necessarily have to be bang 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 and then ejaculation. It doesn't have to be like that. And I think that is something very important we have to know, because men have different pleasure points as well. They like to be stimulated in different way as well, and it's very important to understand that. And I think that is very important. And with women and orgasms, women can have multiple orgasms, and I think in that way you can be lucky, where you can go to a heightened level but you're not heightened so much, and then you can have a bit of a fall. Yeah, and then you can have and something is really nice. Yeah, keep doing, and then you're like, then take a break. Go all the way up again, saying, yeah, that feels good. Yeah, keep going on that one, and then you can come all the way. It doesn't necessarily have to lead to an orgasm and end. And when you can go and reach that one point, and then it just climaxes or ends after that. When I'm saying ends after that, it doesn't mean you can't take a break and go back. It just means that there is a bit of hormones that has been released, and there is an oxytocin increase and surge, which feels like you just want to rest for a bit. The body becomes we have the love and happy hormones, which probably is a phase where you want to just lie down, relax, cuddle, kiss, do all those things, and then you can go back into having an orgasm all over again.
Yeah, yeah. When you were telling, I could actually feel like it's a ocean, and there are waves, and
Yes.
then there are waves.
And I think, see, I feel like sex is an art. And I and it it takes a lot of things to have good sex. Understanding, appreciation for other people's likes, dislikes, communication. It is sometimes I feel like it's an art that cannot be taught. People,
Mm.
we can teach basics. So what you and I are talking is, basically we're trying to tell people or teach people, this is how sex works, this is how that works. But it's an art. I feel like it's just engraved. Some people can completely nail it. Art.
Yeah, it's not like Dr. Nivedita will come write a theory and give it, and
Yeah.
okay, this
And,
is the theory. You
yeah.
go and do the
Yeah.
practical.
Yes, and this is what I tell people. People think like if you're seeing pornography, or if you're reading, you're reading books, you're getting knowledge about anatomy, you're getting some knowledge about what are the different places that can, trigger, stimulate people, erogenous, zones and stuff like that. But what is important is paying attention to your partner. That is very important. Paying attention to what this individual likes, what they may like or not like, or how they feel, or are you getting the hang of it? And then keeping all your, theory and everything else in your head, and also letting your body loose, feeling confident about yourself in your own skin makes you completely, sexy. You have to feel sexy first in order to, give someone that entire experience.
So
Do you know what I mean?
true. So true. Yeah, very true.
Yeah, and if you don't,
Very true.
and if you don't feel that within us, if you don't feel sexy, then what are you giving someone else? So that's hard. It's not just about, yes. So whatever sex people are having, yes, and that is why I think sex is different to lovemaking, and sex is different to pleasure. I
Way
will
different.
not equate the word
Way
sex
different.
to pleasure. Sex,
Yeah.
if you sex is like either penetrative sex or oral sex, if you're just going to penetrate someone and go bang bang bang, that is not equal to lovemaking, and that's not equal to pleasure. And what lovemaking and the whole foreplay and the talking about things, and then what those things, the pleasure those things can give, is nothing compared close
And-
to the typical bang 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 that anybody is more seeing. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And when you were telling now, keep the theory in your brain, because like suppose I always tell it, suppose me and Ali, what Ali likes or what the way he likes me to touch him, it is only it will be nowhere written somewhere. It can't be a manual of that. I have to
No.
explore it with him, and
Yeah.
I have to
And
understand that.
I don't know if many people notice. You have to notice the other person's
Yeah,
face. It's
yeah, very
very,
true.
very important. People, you may go down on someone, or you may be doing something for someone, thinking that that is what you saw in the porn, and the lady in the porn seems to, just completely
Ha ha ha.
enjoy about it. And doing the same thing to your partner, you need to pay attention to someone's face when you're
Mhm.
when you're having sex. It's very important. And for pleasurable sex, because for some people clitoral stimulation, or even going down, can be sensitive,
Yeah,
can be ticklish,
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
something they don't enjoy or don't like, but in
It
all
can
honesty,
happen.
because men have discovered that, oh my god, I believe it's not penetrative sex, and I believe it's the clitoris. You just
You
don't go
start
down,
rubbing.
don't go down. No, did you look at her face? Did she really like? Because pleasure, you can actually see it on the other person's face. So when you're actually giving the other person pleasure, you should actually get a kick from it. If
Yeah,
you're
very true.
face and they are just in cloud nine, you will feel so gratified. Actually, you will have a high just looking at someone else's face. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess while in pleasure, it is one higher edge when you are giving it, and the other person
Yeah.
is receiving
Yeah.
it.
And that can actually, I don't know, that is one range of orgasm. That
Yeah,
is one range of you, makes you so high that you're seeing the other person almost come because you're giving them that pleasure.
yeah.
It's kind of all,
Yeah.
you know what I'm, yeah,
You
yeah,
get that complete feeling, that
yeah,
immersed feeling.
yeah.
Oh, talking with you takes me into so many memories that I have to recollect myself. We are online.
It
We
is
can't
so
talk
bad.
anything and everything. I had to like, oh no, 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 remove all these things. We can't just talk anything.
I know. I know.
Uh,
See, I mean, like that's important. And I think people who are listening to us have to understand. Yes, it's nice to listen to so many of our sex educators. It looks like we people have the anatomy nailed and we've got our head around it.
right,
Yes. But I really,
right.
no, no, but I also want to tell people it's not just that. It's not because me and Sabiha have actually studied books or understand female anatomy or male anatomy. It is not because of that. I don't know if people have noticed or not. Personally, in our lives, we have a great passion for sex.
And sometimes we go months being hungry for sex.
And I don't think people get it. People think, oh my God, ma'am, tell me how to do this, tell me that, tell me this, that. No, but have you noticed personally, we people like talk about sex like as though, you know, we put it in a big pedestal and we're talking about, yeah, so that doesn't come from reading a book.
Yeah.
That comes from passion. That comes from, like you said, experiencing pleasure and giving pleasure. And that comes from, you know, really caring about the word pleasure rather than just doing it for the sake of, you know.
And I liked when you said that also comes from falling in love with yourself, feeling sexy within,
Yeah.
feeling I am hot, I'm sexy.
I mean, I don't know if many people know, like, so, you know, having mirrors around you is very sexually arousing. And, you know, when you're seeing yourself and your partner naked, and when there is mirror, you know, you have like a wardrobe or bureau, you know, near you, and you have mirrors there. And when you eyeball it, the whole act looks, it's like watching porn.
Yeah.
No, but
yeah.
Only like watching porn, you know, and you should feel sexy about it, you know, and that's important.
I also feel there's so much before the act and after the act, which matters a lot. Like, if I had a very nice orgasm, suppose, so the next day, entire day, Ali will keep on asking me, so, how was it? So, how was it? And the way he asks it, the way he will ask it.
And I think that's important. It's so, isn't it? Because it keeps the josh, it keeps you high. I don't know, for another maybe a day, you know, when people have had an absolutely, you know, amazing time, you know, in bed, and then if you keep saying, that was amazing, wasn't it? Didn't you enjoy it? Yeah, and I feel like that's good.
Yeah, very true. And yeah, if both the couples, I don't know, but from my experience, like I am an extrovert, Ali is an introvert, okay? He will ask a question and he wants me to speak on it. But
and he
reverse me. Yeah. And he wants to listen to it. He knows I can elaborate and I can write an essay on it. And he wants to listen to it, and yeah, it helps. It helps. For the next time, it helps.
Yeah. That's amazing.
It does. Yeah. So let me move out of my orgasms and go for the next question. Okay. There was one of the followers' questions. Sex is over when the partner with penis comes. What to do?
So this is a very important question, and I really need to address this very carefully, because when you're having penetrative sex, whether you like it or not, most of the time, the male partner with the penis, or whoever the partner is with the penis, does not last long. They are going to come soon. Okay, and I think that is something which most partners should have figured out by now. And I think that is, you know, you should know by now. If you're going to penetrate someone and go bang, 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 you're going to come. You're going to come sooner or later. Okay, so this is something that you need to understand. So the question here is, you shouldn't have penetrated in the first place
when you know the fact.
Yeah, when you know the fact that after penetration you're going to come, and if you come, the game is over, and you don't want to do it after penetration for whatever reason, and that is fine. So the penetration should probably be the last drill. You know, you should probably by that time done all the foreplay, all the touching, all the kissing, made sure that the other person, if you're not able to hold on long enough for that person to come, made sure that the other person has come, either using fingers or using, you know, tongue, mouth, or toys, whatever that is. You make sure that the other person is feeling aroused and come and had an orgasm, and then you go and penetrate and you come in 3 minutes. That's fine. Yeah, or some people, they can go penetrate, come, and then I'm very mindful that they have to continue, you know, doing everything else till the other partner wants. So you can either way, but I just feel the easier way is to just withhold the penetration. Withhold the penetration certain amount of time, give each other maximum pleasure in all other way, see how the other person can actually attain an orgasm, help them attain one, then you penetrate, then you bang, 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 then you come. Done. In that way, they you have, because like you said, people with vaginas seem like they can go even after they have come. They can go on, and that's a good thing. It's an advantage. So once you have helped them and once they have come, then it is an advantage, and then they can help you come. And like you're saying, when you start penetrating and having sex, you seem to come pretty quicker before that other person has come. So it all works fine. So what should have happened here is recognizing that if I am going to penetrate, I'm going to come soon, in which way she may be left, unsatisfied, not doing it. Wait, give her, let her come, and then you penetrate.
Yeah, and that has to be a mutual understanding. I remember when we were small, while traveling in train, we were 4 siblings. So if one is sitting at a window, next time the other person will sit at the window. Next time the other person will sit at the window seat. So there can be a communication. Okay, if this time you end first, next time let me be the first person.
Yeah, but whoever ends first doesn't matter. Whoever ends first, both should have kind of reached a point where both are happy. That's important. Who comes
Otherwise,
first?
it's incomplete.
Huh?
Otherwise, it feels like incomplete,
Yeah, but I guess many people don't care. Many people don't care about the other person or other partner feeling incomplete. And I think that is the problem, especially in long-standing marriages, you kind of take sexuality or sexual needs of the other partner for granted. So it's all about you coming and going, and it's, turning around and falling asleep, and it's not about the other person coming.
That must be so sad.
Yes, it is saddening, I think.
Saddening.
A toll on the relationship, though, like you said, all women are not very outward, and all women don't say, hey, you went and slept, without me having an orgasm. What the hell? Many women don't do that. Many women silently just go and, lie down. But at the same time, they're also thinking, well, it would have been nice if I came. I hadn't come in a long time. And in a way, sexual orgasm for women is very important for their mental health.
Absolutely.
Like you were saying, next day, the glow that comes on our face, the smile that we're putting and walking around. I'm sure you want to see your partners like that in the house. So if that is the case, clearly you don't want her getting up and going like, oh, I don't know. That kind of a feeling. Well, you're not going to get happy face, blushy girl if you hadn't given her an orgasm in a very long time. I'm sorry. So I guess that's something very important to actually, think.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, you got to care about other people having an orgasm. It's not always about just you.
And that shows the depth and the foundation of that relationship. Where, as you say, then the sex is no more an art; it is just an act.
Yes. So I don't know if you're doing sex as an act. It's like a need. It's a need. I mean, when you're hungry, you can have, yes. But how long is 2-minute Maggie enough? Someday you might want to eat biryani,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
dum the biryani, slowly cooking. Slowly cooking.
तू ना डब्बा में बंद मेरे लिए लेके आना, okay?
Pakka, boss. Pakka. Pakka. I guess on this note, you should tell us about your greet and meet, and then we shift to our further questions. I'm super excited for that.
Thank you. So I am coming to India in January, and I have organized a meet and greet on the 21st of January in Chennai. Unfortunately, I'm not coming to, all states. So many people have asked me, showed me so much love, but I will be in Chennai. And if any of you can, come and see me, I would love to see each and every one of you who have been such great support for me and my page. And yeah, so this is what I'm looking forward to. And I am so excited that I might see Sabia.
I will be there. I will be there.
Yeah.
I will be. I wish it was Mumbai.
I hope so too. I mean, Sabia, if I get a little bit more decently popular, maybe I can come to, Mumbai, or, many people have asked me from Bangalore, and many people have asked me from Coimbatore as well. So, yeah.
I will see to it that somehow I arrange your greet and meet at Mumbai.
Okay, done. And then,
Yeah.
always next time. But I also think with meet and greet, maybe you and I should do like a, I don't know, fun workshop, or, stuff like that.
I have a proposal. Do you think मैं एवे चेन्नई तक आ रही हूँ? I have a proposal for you.
Okay.
So I will talk to you.
तो बात नहीं चलेगा. Okay.
Huh?
बिरयानी नहीं है.
No, is my Instagram going slow now, or it's on your side?
I feel like you're going fine.
Is it? Then you are going a bit slow for me. आप hang हो रहे हो बीच बीच में, गोल गोल हो रहा है.
Oh, really?
It's like I'm coming.
Sorry. It's okay.
यार
Here.
देख तो रहे हो आप, इक्का दुक्का लाइन चला जा रहा है बस.
ठीक है, चलो. We'll see how we go. If I need to reboot.
No, I don't want to miss anything. Okay, can I ask you a very different question?
Yeah.
How was your beginning of Instagram journey with all this content?
Beginning?
When you
Matlab,
when you started on Instagram with all the content, with what idea you had in your brain? Why had you started?
I had started because I think people in India had to listen to sex on a platform where women are talking about it and talking about their needs and saying that this is not okay. And I think we needed to start talking about it, Sabiha. ऐसे ही हम लोग सब ऐसे behave कर रहे थे कि, we're all thinking as though the sex doesn't happen, and sex is like as though it's a very dirty thing, and women who talk about sex or sexual needs are looked down upon कि ऐसे कुछ गलत बात कर रहे. All these things had to end.
Yeah.
क्या बात है ना? Like, yeah, what nonsense. So I feel like, and like you said, like Kama Sutra hai, and Mohenjo-daro, the amount of sexual, I feel Indians are such sexually wired people.
Absolutely.
And like as though sex is a crime was like horrible, and I feel like it was like a home wrecker for many people, talking about it like, oh, the whole moral grounds, and you're like, easy, chill. It happens day to day. It's need. And once I thought, if we people start talking about it openly, then eventually people won't feel so awkward about the word sex. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, very true, very true. In fact, in my case, I'll tell honestly, Dr. Nivedita, I have gone through all that hell of marriage wala trauma and all, took so many help and all. But when I experienced my accidental orgasms, which were purely accidental, I had no idea. But after that, what changes I experienced in my body?
And
tremendous.
Na? And mind, na?
Yeah.
Matlab,
my perspective changed. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so hot and so beautiful. I started loving myself so much.
I think that's important.
Yeah. And no one taught it. किसी ने सिखाया ही नहीं कभी.
I know.
सिखाया छोड़ा समझाया भी नहीं. Maybe they must have taught also, but
that is why we both are sitting here and doing this, Sabiha, कि हम बात करेंगे इसको खुले social media में, and then people can actually understand or listen. I'm sure like many people listening to us may also sometimes think, क्या बात कर रहे हैं ये लोग? Why are they talking about it like it's a big deal? But in all honesty, it is a big deal, and I don't think everybody is nailing it.
Yeah, it is. I to feel it is like khazana within me, which I had never explored.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And then if now I'm 45, when I explored I was 35, I could have explored when I was 25.
Only if people talk about it now. If you talk about constantly about having babies and marriage, and just you're not talking about it as a need, you're not talking about it as a pleasure, you're not talking about it as safety.
Yeah.
Kuch nahi na, wo sab nahi tha. Want to keep lying to yourself ki sex is not happening in India, and that's the problem, right?
Very true, very true. I'm still losing on you. Let us ask. Okay, am I clear?
Yeah, you're clear to me, and I look clear to me on my screen. So
but you don't look that clear to me. But ठीक है, चल जा रहा है काम. ऐसे कुछ नहीं है कि एकदम ही नहीं दिख रहा है.
मतलब
हाँ, now
am I
you're
like weird है क्या मतलब?
हाँ, थोड़ा थोड़ा बीच में 2 लाइन चला जाता है यार.
That's not good. पता नहीं. I mean, the internet tower looks like completely full in my thing.
It happens with Instagram because, and it happens only who is the guest.
Is it?
Yeah, it happened twice. That's the reason when I started today, I was wondering how this live goes. It happens with the guest who logs in second. It's not because of your internet coverage.
Get out and come back, or what do you think? See,
Is it possible for you? एक बार निकल के वापस आते हो?
So there's one of the people that is watching our live are telling us both of you appear clear to us.
Okay, now to I can't see anybody joining and I can't even read anybody's comments.
Oh, really? See, देखो मेरे ऊपर join बहुत कुछ join आ रहा है, and one person is saying you are both clear to us. Aditi,
छोड़ो ना फिर. Oh, thank you whoever has said this, because मुझे तो जो join हो रहा है वो भी नहीं दिख रहा है. आप भी धुंधले धुंधले दिख रहे हो. But yeah, सुनाई दे रहे हो. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, chalo. I think okay, guys in the audience, we are looking like, if we are blurring up and you can't see us or hear us, let us know, because me and Sabiha are going to
continue. Yeah, continue. Okay. On that note, I seriously want to know, as a doctor, the health and the medical benefits of having orgasms, one orgasm daily.
Yes, perfect. See, I think, like I said, it is a stimulation of the nervous system, and when it is stimulated, it releases all the happy hormones. There is a serotonin surge, there is endorphins, there is oxytocin. There are all these positive hormones that are released in the brain, which make you feel happy. When I'm saying that, these hormones are also antidepressant. They have a role. When you're feeling really depressed and low, and when people say go and exercise, all these happy hormones will be released. It is the same when you're having a good orgasm, all these hormones. So it is actually great. It's such a good mood lifter. It just lifts your mood. Yeah, it is like I said, you smiling and walking around, it's such a good mood lifter. It lifts your mood, it makes you feel better, and like I told you, it makes you feel happy about yourself. And it also, once all those release and happy hormones happen, it also helps you calm down, it helps you sleep better. And it is just it has such good mental health benefits in many ways. Esteem or so it's amazing. It's very important for people who are really like frustrated and haven't had an orgasm for a very long time. You could see that their mental state is different. And you know what, like the question because you're asking this, Sabiha, the vibrators that people have discovered, they actually discovered vibrators for women in a psychiatry ward. In a psychiatry ward, when women were admitted for hysteria and madness, and they pose them with water because they are just out of hysteria. And when they were doing that with water, and when one of those things went, and when they were hosting it, or feeling that kind of stimulation in their, people were holding on, and sometimes in their vaginal area, in the private parts, it started feeling very good. And they realized if they longer towards clitoris or something like that, it gave them this immense joy and pleasure, after which they almost felt that the hysteria was cured. They felt that the hysteria got better, and they were like thinking, what is this that is happening, that I'm feeling better all of a sudden? I don't feel so angry, so it is actually, that is how then they found vibrators, and they found out that sex is a very good thing that people can actually use for stress, tension, this kind of, yes, Yes, it has great mental health benefit. When I'm saying sex, not just bang, I'm sorry, I shouldn't use the word sex. I mean pleasure, orgasm,
Yeah,
making love.
come on. We get it. We get it. We get it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I think I'm talking more about pleasure, not sex, because people don't get it wrong. Just don't think, oh, if you're going bang, 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 you're going to feel. No, no. If you're going and feeling the pleasure, if you're feeling joy, if you're feeling all magical, then next day you'll feel great.
Yeah, very true. Very true. And sometimes so I feel, Nivedita, the bang 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 is like a duty sex. ठीक है भैया कर लो आज तुम मतलब like I have a valva, so आप कहाँ जाओगे तो you will come to valva, तो better bang 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 कर लो. But that can be once in a blue moon type. ठीक है भाई, that can be
Yeah,
okay, but
but
that can't be always.
no, but even the bang bang, zarurat hai kya? Why can't you just take a little? Even the bang bang, where I'm not talking about the time, even the quickie, even when people are having short sex, not long. Let's say you're doing it very quick because, oh, I'm tired and da da da, but I really want to have sex. Even that can be pleasurable, Sabiha. Bang bang hone ka kya zarurat hai? Matlab, do it with grace, enjoyment.
Actually,
Do it short, do it, but still do it with some enjoyment, and and then after that cuddle and everything, and next day you'll be still.
yeah, I to see it like a prayer, like मैं नमाज पढ़ती हूँ समझो, या मैं आरती कर रही हूँ, तो मैं 2 मिनट की आरती करूँ या 10 मिनट की आरती करूँ, मैं जितना भी करूँगी, with purity I will do it.
Yes.
I will not just go and I will not do आरती,
Yeah.
या just नमाज पढ़ लिया मैंने, खत्म हो गया.
Yeah.
ऐसा तो हम नहीं करते हैं ना.
Yeah.
ऐसा तो हम नहीं.
Definitely.
We don't do like that. We don't do like that.
Definitely.
And yeah, and mental benefits. So I agree with my own experience. Sometimes it happens that 4 days you're working with clients and workshop and content, and then even suppose if Ali is not around and I'm using my vibrator, as you said, the hysteria story, you start realizing that you are getting irritated and you are frustrated. So it's better go get your vibrator and have that emotion.
Yeah.
And do justice to your body. Your body needs that break.
Yeah. 100%.
Wonder how my mom, my nani, my chachi, my bua, wonder what they did.
I'm sure they did. Kuch to hoga yaar.
Because imagine I have such a nice bond with my chachi, mommy, bua, mom, but I have never asked them, how was your sex? How did you enjoy? Yeah. But God knows, pata nahi kya kiya hoga.
Yeah, I don't know. It's actually very interesting conversations when you have older, generation people in our family. I think it's a very interesting conversation that we should have. Zaruri hai actually to ask them, what is it? Did you ever feel pleasure, or did you just do it for the heck of it? Or it's very interesting. I would have loved to ask those questions.
My mom, at least from her face, I realized the way my mom is 75, my dad is 78. They are like Dilip Kumar, Saira Banu type. And she has that twinkle in her eye, and she sighs. And I realized that inka acha hi gaya hoga. That is how I get communicated.
Yeah.
But not with my chachi, bua, to wo meri right left le lenge. Sabhi has gone crazy asking all this.
So.
Yes, on that note, let me read. There was a big comment which I've missed.
Yep.
Let me scroll. Can you see it? It was a big paragraph.
Oh.
I can't. In India, sex talk becomes sin, so it is private issue in earlier days. Nowadays, everyone is talking. Jo aapka intention will be surely successful. Positive vibes to folks.
Thank you.
Yes. But then, even on that also, Dr. Nivedita, I seriously feel people should be careful from where they're consuming the content.
100% Sabi. I can't agree with you more. Because कोई भी बात कर रहा है आजकल.
Anybody.
Sex तो सब कर लेते हैं यार. ऐसे नहीं है. Like you said, everybody does sex because sex is an essential need. Just because everybody is eating, कोई भी recipe बोलेगा क्या? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like tea, chai, le lo, everybody makes tea. Now suddenly you can't be an expert and you can't just go on Instagram and just put content. So that is the
Yeah.
way I recommend ki people should be careful before they consume it.
Yeah, you actually have to think like agar okay, you're listening to some content from somebody and you want to think, Are, is it true? You go and check ki kaun hai jo content bol raha hai? What are
बोल
they?
रहा है.
Yeah, who are they? Just somebody who is doing, I don't know, आजकल तो businessmen से लेकर actor actresses से लेकर सब कुछ education ही करते जा सब कुछ everybody talks about, I don't know, sexual health and contraception, just
Exactly.
के बारे में
And
तो
if you see,
और
it will be like
कौन
18-year and
और
20-year girls talking.
लोग बोल रहे हैं, are you serious?
Yeah, because even in a partial medical pada hai, I feel one has to do judgment to what they are telling there on the screen. People are
Yeah.
going to listen to you.
Hmm.
And they see the number of followers, अच्छा इतना ज्यादा followership है, इतने collaborations है, मतलब ये जो बोल रहा है ये correct होगा.
100%.
It can't be like this.
See, I mean, if everybody says please use condom, yes, I agree with it because that's common sense. Hai, sab log karte, yes, but technicality of stuff, and when you talk about medications and treatment and like side effects and stuff, I mean,
हाँ, हाँ.
it's not everybody can, Google a whole bunch of shit and then just spit it out.
Very true. Absolutely very true. Very true. There is one question here I will take from here. What shall do certain medication of psychiatric lows libido and ejaculation pleasure can't enjoy? How to address this issue? You want to take it?
Yeah, I will take it. Look, I mean, I can only say I'm very sorry, but it is true. It is true that a lot of your, antipsychotics and antidepressants do cause lack of libido, do and can cause erection problems, and can get very, very tricky for the partner. It's hard. Look, mental health can be hard, and yes, it is something. Look, I mean, with erection, I can probably we can start off by understanding that penetrative sex is not everything, and if you're able to get pleasure, or if you're able to enjoy sex in other ways, and if you're able to give pleasure to your partner in other ways, and can justify, yes, I guess it is okay. But I think that in terms of lack of libido with your antipsychotics and antidepressants, it is challenging. It is challenging, it is annoying, and it is hard. That's all I can say. But sometimes I guess we can talk to the psychiatrist that you're seeing and see if they can gradually work on your mental health and lower the dose of certain medications, and see if there are any newer medications that comes with less of those kind of side effects. So all those things are things that can be considered. So definitely do talk to your doctor. But unfortunately, yeah, I do understand that there are a lot of anti-psychiatric or psychotic medications that cause this problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I coach clients, surprisingly, I have male clients and genuine clients who are being pressurized, whereas we are educating so much upon bang, bang, bang. And trust me, they have their female partners wanting full erection, wanting bang, bang, bang. And I can't reveal the names now. And I can't even
So
share the entire content, but one person went for this. Yes,
you can't blame
sorry.
you can't blame the female partners as well, Sabiha, because वो उतना ही जानते हैं. To have a good sex, they are
Hmm.
thinking erection is essential. उतना ही जानते हैं ना. उसको भी उनको दिखा दो कि without that I'll show you pleasure. देख लो. See, sometimes it is, look, sometimes it is hard. This is not a solution for everyone. Sometimes relationships can even break because of this. For
Yeah,
some people,
yeah.
yeah, for some people it is important, and they feel like, look, this is not working for me, and people may leave relationships for this reason. And it is sad, but it can happen. But also, I think we have to understand, sometimes in relationships, in that bond, when sex is one important element, I'm not um, uh, thing, but it is also important. The relationship is important. The bond that they have is important. So in that way, considering all of that, we have to sometimes in relationships see are there other ways of pleasure that we can experience, because we love the person as a whole, and because they are going through some problems, they're having some side effects. Yeah, that is not the end of the world. That is not the end of the relationship for many people, and they want to work it through. In that case, we can tell them and we can give them ideas about how they can do it. Yeah.
No, one of the client had to go for medications to get erection and what not, and it was more of a psychological thing and not at all a psychiatric involvement into it. And he used to have anxiety before every act, whether I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is so sad. And the other partner made a family get together meeting on that topic.
Wow, that's big.
So
that's huge.
Yeah, that is huge.
Yeah.
That is huge. And that's the reason I felt it should be about the awareness. Can't the vulva owner experiment with vibrators? Can't the vulva owner use dildos? Can't the vulva owner have some other
vulva owner
toys?
does not know. Maybe they does not know, because what the mind does not know, the eye does not see. So that is where our education comes. That is why it says, have you used vibrators? I mean, your partner can use it on you, because if they are having problems because of the medications or whatever, they are not able to get an infection. So is it possible that we can try and use fingers, tongues, vibrators, a whole range of things to give you pleasure? How else it can work? All of those things. So, that in that way, if the couples come in and we can talk about options, great. Or if they are coming separately, because sometimes it's awkward, as well. Yeah, probably educating both the man and women is important. You know what I mean?
Very true. Yeah. A mobile with a power bank is very normal. With two charge. Even now when I'm sitting, I have all the charging units so near to me. So when sex with some technology should be normalized, should be very much normalized.
Especially in situation where it is, let's say, I don't know, partner, marriage, love, there is all that is involved, but this is not happening due to some particular reason. Then we have to find other ways to fulfill that. And I think that
if the cost is going to be relationship, why not take help? Why just sacrifice the relationship?
Do you know, many people na log always hamesha kehte hai, are as though sex is everything, you're making a big deal about sex. Agar sex karega to kya hoga? It is, how can you be so cheap? How can you think so little in your relationship? Is sex everything? I'm sorry to say, but it is a lot. I won't say it is everything, but it's very important. It's very important. It is like, I don't know, it is like people telling you can't have water. It's important. It's essential. And then, so instead of saying stuff like those things, understand and accept that, yeah, sex can be important. And now some situation is happening key, it's not happening the way you wanted. The erection is not happening, or premature ejaculation, or even the vulva, vagina are dry. There's all kind of things. There's creams, there's lubes, there is oral sex, there is vibrators. There are 1 billion kind of things available to, make you feel sexual, have a really nice sexual life, in bed, independent of all of the other things. And I think that is very important. And how are we going to educate people that if you believe that sex is a bad thing? Oh my God, don't talk like sex is the most important thing in your marriage. I'm sorry, it is.
Yeah, sex is a value, right? Such a value hai. Sex is a value for my life.
No, it's important. It's very important. Just because somebody is talking about it and saying, well, it's not happening and I'm not okay with it, don't judge, don't pass comments, don't say stuff like that, because that's not even true. Don't pull your moral compass because somebody wants to experience sex. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you get a character certificate when you say I want more sex.
If you say, I'm going to go through divorce because our sex life is not good, people are almost like judging you. It's like, oh my God, How can you say, how can you be so narrow? Excuse me? That's not your choice. Or like, what? Yeah.
True. And sexual compatibility, it has to be a foundation, right? There is something called a sexual compatibility. Just because I'm in love with someone, I can't take granted the sexual compatibility.
Yeah.
I have to work on that.
Yes.
I have to work on it.
Like every other thing in a relationship, sex is also something you have to work on, because you're two separate people. How would sometimes, yes, you hit it off and then there is fire in the room, but and a lot of the time,
Not always.
Yeah, it might take work, yeah.
And that, the matchstick and that matchbox, when they rub, there is a fire. But then there are so many matchsticks in that box, and that surface has to be taken care. You just can't keep the matchbox in water and then expect it to flow.
So you have to try a few times, na?
Exactly. वो excited हो गया. Yeah, very true. It because at least in a monogamous relationship, when you are with the same partner in a long relationship, also वो spark आपको लाते रहना पड़ेगा.
100%, and it's important, Yeah.
Thank you for such an educational conversation. Every woman and man need to understand each other's need. Lack of communication due to shame and trauma. This is Ajit Yoga Dubai. Nice comment. Comment.
Thank you.
I have 3 more minutes. So before I can finish it, from your experience, Dr. Nivedita, in your journey of all this sex ed and everything, like there is a physical health, there is a mental health, and then there is a sexual health. What will be your piece of advice, or what will happen when these 3 will be seen on the same level, like physical health, mental health, and sexual health? Right now, the sexual health is like तीसरे पे आता है ना? How can this 3 come together?
See, I think it is very sad, because as of now, we can understand only physical health. Both mental health and sexual health come on one side only. Because वो लोग नहीं देख रहे हैं ना कि people का mental health कितना damage है, people का sexual health कितना damage हो सकता है. They're not seeing it. Unfortunately, the sight and the sense of vision is a very powerful sense that we have, Sabiha. Unfortunate. Many a times we don't understand mental health. When people have committed suicide, we've lost so many people to suicide, and we have people saying, but why did you do it? Why didn't you say, do this? Why did you not do that? And why didn't you, don't be silly, and all those kind of things. And I don't think people get a hang of how people literally feel the minute before they have actually done. I don't think we have a good understanding of that, and I think that is the problem, and it is hard for us to tell that to people, and like recently after Twitch died, committed suicide recently, there was one person who has said that mental health, of how you feel a second before you're going to kill yourself, is like having cancer. Because if somebody got cancer, you won't be asking them those questions. You won't be saying, but why do it, and why could you? No, you'll feel sorry, you'll feel horrible. Exactly. It is like that. Your mental health, just because just because it is mental health and you didn't see it, it is like it is like your brain getting rotten. You can't question. So it's like that. Same thing with your sexual health. Questioning about, is that a big thing? Yeah. So it is a big thing. So I think it is going to take a while before we make people understand that both health and your sexual health and whatever is same as your physical health. When people get cancer, when people meet with a car accident and break 18 bones of theirs, then we won't be actually talking to them about oh, you have to recover, oh, you have to heal, don't make a big deal of it, get up and move on, and all that bullshit. You won't be saying that, because you'll be seeing that they're bleeding, you'll be seeing that their bones are broken. So what we see, we are able to we are able to accept because there is evidence. But what we don't see, you're not accept because we still don't have an understanding of things that we don't see or can't see. And I think so in that way, I feel like we have a long way to go. You know, we have to make people understand. Nowadays, I've gotten into the thing of telling men, when it comes to mental health, I always compare it to broken bone. But you know, you have to go to work, you know, you have to smile, you have to dress up like broken bone. Broken bones ke saath, what will you tell someone? Oh my God,
Oh,
they can't work.
plaster, stay at
Yeah,
home, don't go out.
plaster, aram karo, 6 weeks bed rest karo, tabhi you can heal. You know, and then you tell them they can't go to work, ab kya karenge paise ke liye, all those thoughts. But when it comes to mental health, wo sab option hi nahi hai. Which when you tell people I feel horrible, depressed, sad, mad, and who is giving you the solution of saying, do you want to stay home for 3 months and heal and recover? Ye to koi option hi nahi hua. When I lost my mother when I was 21 years of age, and when she was sick and dying, na, सब लोग चाहते थे कि मैं जाके अपना पूरा एग्जाम not only attend but also pass in first class and clear. किसी ने सोचा भी नहीं what this girl will be going through, what her mental state. उसके बाद my mother died, I finished my exam. I'm very grateful for that I could finish it and show it to her कि मैं डॉक्टर बन गई, खत्म कर दिया मैंने. That is very good. पर उसके बाद भी जो लोग आ रहे थे, सभी लोग, अरे वाह तूने एग्जाम क्लियर कर दिया यार, वाह वाह. They are only talking about that. अरे you lost your mom, 20 साल की हो. Not a word. Not a word. Mental health कोई बात ही नहीं हुई ना. So that is it. If I had broken my bones, you would have felt sorry for me. But I lost a parent when I was 21. Did anybody care? No. Couldn't care less. So I think we have a long way to go. Tabhi with all my stuff, I feel like this is why we should tell people. We should tell people again and again till they can understand and till they can absorb that health is breaking bones. It's like breaking bones. बार
True.
हाँ, accident हो गया, bones break हो गया, you will treat somebody who's getting mentally messed up exactly the same way. Please मत
बस दिख नहीं रहा इसका मतलब है नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है.
And don't say, अरे उठो, change your clothes, get freshened up, खुश हो, smile करो. अच्छा, you know.
It's tough. My daughter is in London and she gets to hear this. She says, Mama, I'm irritated nowadays to listen to this. Like everybody is like, wow, you're so brave. You're staying in London at the age of 20. You're doing all this. And she says, Mama, I know what goes behind. क्या होता रहता है मेरे को पीछे. And मतलब for her it's an alien world, you know. So many things are happening.
Yeah.
There's loneliness, there's like feeling all alone, there's homesickness, this feeling of left out.
Yeah.
And there's so many other feelings where she feels ki, Mama, I feel like, oh my God, what world I am. But then relatives and friends, they have an image, right? And they start, oh Faiza, tumko kya problem? You are the strong. It starts from there.
Yeah.
And she says,
yeah.
Mama, I hate when somebody says that line to me.
Yeah.
She says, don't assume my strength.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she regularly takes her counseling sessions because it's not easy for her. It's not at all easy for her.
Home. And you know, it's hard. And let's be honest, many countries are racist countries, Sabia. It's hard. As much as you want. You know, we have friends. We are a multicultural country. I'm sorry. No, you're not. Yeah. It's hard.
It's not easy. As you say, it's not easy.
And in Western countries which are racist, honestly, it's hard. It's hard. And this is why
to start from scratch.
Huh?
And for students or for anybody who leaves the country and goes to another country, it's like starting from scratch.
दिखता है, it appears like, you know, like even for me here, it appears like सब कुछ, wow, you know, निवी हालत बुरा है, बैंड बज रहे सबका, you know, you have to fight.
I said
Fighter है हम लोग.
that day on chat, like, I'm a life coach, I'm a sex educator, coming on reels and putting on stories and putting going to London, going to Hyderabad. Oh wow, अरे भैया लगी पड़ी है यहाँ पे, कहाँ जाके किसको बोलूं? Because then, oh, you are a life coach, how can you be sad? Is the first line I need to hear. Bhai, how can I not be sad? My profession is different, and as a human I am normal, right?
And also our profession, we are absorbing a lot of other people's pain, no? Roz aake itna kuch people tell, no, that decreases your energy levels, and then
absolutely.
We are to again, you know, boost up and come out. Arey yeah, sorry yeah.
No, it's
and
okay. It's okay.
And boost, you know, and boost kya bolte, boost people's mood, and you know, come up. It's not easy, sabhi, mushkil hai. People don't understand, you know, especially, you know, life coaches, psychologists, people who are dealing with a lot of mental health and everything. It's hard. It drains your aura, it drains your energy, and you know, you need to do something to pump it up and come back. And these things, I think people will understand only if you have an understanding of mental health. And yeah, and I think we have a long way, but you know, this is a good beginning.
Yeah. And I guess with people around like you, qualified and doing technically, doing it on a technical ground, you know, just not ki 4 jagah ghum liya aur knowledge jama kar liya aur shuru ho gaye. There is a foundation of education to it. There is foundation of theory and practical and experience.
Yeah, 100.
Yeah, that is important. So yes, Dr. Nivedita, it's 5 p.m. I have to say bye to you.
Thank you.
And
it was had a good chat again. We all have a good chat.
But yeah, I feel light when I talk to you. Trust me.
Me too.
I feel light.
So much energy, Savia. I love it. I love your energy. And badhiya.
No, I don't care. Followers क्या बोल रहे, because one of the followers comment I was reading, they are आपस में ही chat कर रहे हैं, हमारे सवाल ले ही नहीं रहे. भैया 1 घंटे से तो सवाल ले लिए, थोड़ी तो बात करेंगे कि नहीं?
Doesn't matter.
It's okay. Good time to say bye. See you on 21st then.
I can't wait. I'm more excited. You have no idea. It's a privilege. It's a privilege, I should tell you. It's a privilege. I am touched.
Because I remember you hearing your voice for the first time on that Clubhouse. तब तो दिखता भी नहीं था चेहरा. I hardly go on Clubhouse now. But then listening to you, I was like, यार यहाँ पे ना सब match हो रहा है.
I think it's going to be great. I can't wait to actually. I'm looking forward to.
Pakka. Almost done. And guys, those who are in this live or those who later follow her page, be there because it's very rare to meet someone on Instagram and then in reality, and who is actually the way the person is on Instagram and also in reality. So if you get to meet some people, you should surely go meet, talk, get that energy, get the vibe. You will feel good. And nowadays, feeling good, मेरे हिसाब से ना ये एकदम pleasure का peak point है. Just feel good.
No, only then you can go back and give what you're giving now. Tabhi to empty cup hai, how can you give? How can you give? Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, then. Hey, on that note, happy Christmas to you.
Question is, should we communicate about our sexual needs before marriage? Yes, you can. I think you can. I think you should. You know, of course. But because you're still in India and you are seeming or sounding like someone who's communicating sexual needs, agar marriage band bhi ho gaya, it's a possibility it won't happen. But that's the risk you have to take. And if you feel like you need someone who's a bit more broad-minded, able to listen to your sexual needs, वैसे शादी बंद भी हो गया तो ठीक है शायद, you know.
Yeah, one should communicate, boss. 100%.
Okay.
My daughter today said, Mama, here in London, this test, STI test, should I get it done? मैंने बोला भैया अभी जाके कर लो. Better get it done because when they are like on the Tinder and Bumble.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
said कि मम्मा वहाँ पे खुल के they discuss whether so what are the sexual preferences.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
said that's good.
100% ना क्या है टाइम्स बदल गया यार
Yeah, you
क्या
have
बात कर रहे
to talk. You have to. And it's your body, right? आप किसी से शादी करने वाले हो, पूरे जिस्म को सामने वाला बंदा हाथ लगाने वाला है, तो पहले बात तो कर ही सकते हैं.
doesn't want to understand or talk about sex or sexual needs पता नहीं यार I don't know आजकल do you want to be with such people I don't know.
हाँ, then वहीं से आपको कंपैटिबिलिटी का वो बोलते हैं ना, चावल पका के नहीं देखने के लिए दाना देखना पड़ता है, बस हो गया ना, फिर और क्या चाहिए. इन महाराष्ट्र भी से ना 36 गुण मिलने चाहिए. 36 कुंडली में रहता है कुछ 36 कैरेक्टर टू मैच.
I know.
तो +1 कर देना, 37th is sexual compatibility.
True, 100%.
चल then बोलू बाय.
Talking to you and I will see you soon.
पक्का पक्का. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Yes, on that note, it was once again a very, very, very nice, happy, energetic, knowledgeable life. And it is rare to get some such nice people on your life, who are occupied, who are busy, who have their hectic schedules, but yet they come on your life on just one DM request. And that was so sweet of her to shower so much of practical knowledge. I will be putting this on the feed to all those who have missed it, could not see. Yes, Raju Srivaji. We will save the session. Dr. Sandesh, thank you. Why do... okay, now I will not take questions. I will also say bye. Sunday शाम है, अपने पति के साथ enjoy कर लूंगी. And she's having a greet and meet. So don't miss it. Go visit her page. Please follow genuine content creators. Don't just go to every Tom, Dick and Harry. Don't consume a wrong content. 27th good. Oh, thank you for that, Dr. Sandesh. ऐसा भी reel बनवे. So on that note, thank you all for staying till the end, and I really enjoyed it. That made my Christmas beautiful. That made my Sunday evening beautiful. Shubham Pandey, thank you. We have a live tomorrow also where I am the guest and I have some other hosts. So yeah, tomorrow 9:30 again we will be meeting. There are many lives aligned. So those who can't book the sessions, those who can't write mail, please do visit this live and drop your questions. On that note, happy Christmas to all of you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.